I gave ChatGPT a real task and he went and did the work for me. He opened a browser, he filled in all the forms for me, he did the whole thing. I also taught it a skill to know exactly what my brand is, and now it creates on-brand images for me every single time. I gave it a messy and confusing spreadsheet, and in a minute, it gave me an interactive dashboard with filters. And almost nobody's using ChatGPT like this. They're still using it like we're in 2023. But in this video, I want to show you 10 more advanced hacks that most people have no idea exist. And you don't need any coding or technical skills to follow along. And I'm going to share a lot of these exact prompts that you could copy and paste into your ChatGPT account. The first one I want to show you is called ChatGPT Skills. This is where you teach ChatGPT a repeatable task, and it will remember that and bring that into the conversation anytime it needs that skill. This is going to totally elevate how you use ChatGPT. Now, if you go to your settings here, you'll see skills right over here, and you could go ahead and create a new skill. Now, there's a couple of different ways you could create skills here. One is you could create it with chat. So just have a back and forth conversation. Once you get to the final result that you're happy with, tell it to turn that into a skill. You could also create with the skill editor. This is going to let you actually write the skill yourself, which is not what I recommend. And you could always get a skill from somewhere else and upload a skill too. Now, in my case, I'm going to start with this prompt to create a skill that knows my brand colors, knows my brand font, knows the logo here. And then I'm going to use it to create on-brand images every single time. So it's going to remember this, and I give it a little bit more context here. Okay, so after a few minutes, it's created what's called a skill package here for the Futurepedia brand with everything I asked it for. It's a zip file that you could download and share if you want. And then he asked me to install it, and it's going to install it to my ChatGPT account. And if I press try and chat, this is going to open up a chat with that skill like this. And you could always go back to the skills section here, and you could always bring a skill from here. And then you follow that up with your own prompt that I just typed. I use my brand skills to make 3 ad images for the new ChatGPT course that we have coming out. And just like that, it created 3 different on-brand images. So it has our brand colors, the buttons look like I want here. Now the skill is always saved now in my ChatGPT account. So every time I start, I don't have to give it a lot of information. I could just load that skill, tell it to go create, and it'll follow those guidelines. Now, the next one changes everything inside of ChatGPT because it's actually going to start working with your actual files and not just by uploading files to it. They have something called connectors, and you could connect things like Gmail, Google Drive, your calendar, Slack, and a ton of more options here. So when I press the plus sign, you'll see other things that appear here. And that's through connectors. Let me show you how they get brought in. You could go to the settings page here, and you want to go to apps right here, and you want to connect different apps that you actually already use, and it'll be able to bring in information from that so you don't have to always figure out where that file is. So in my case, a lot of our files lives inside of Dropbox, some lives inside of Google Drive, and some other ones live inside of Notion. That covers pretty much everything we have digitally. But the other important things are your Google account that is associated with your work. So that is one I like to use for my Gmail emails, and also my Google Calendar where I have all my information. And to connect it, you just click on it here, and then you'll have an option here to connect. So if I find one that I haven't connected by going to add more, you'll see a huge list of different things. So under Future tab, for example, Lovable is another app we use. You just press connect here, and then that'll be able to connect it via a couple of different prompts after that. Now, I've already added my Google Drive, so I'm gonna ask it to find my pricing sheet in my Google Drive. But even if I forgot where I uploaded that, let's say it was inside a Dropbox, I don't even have to mention my drive. It will look inside of your Google Drive, your Dropbox, and any other connector that it has access to. And I'm gonna go ahead and send this out. And in just 16 seconds, it found these files that I actually purposely made for this video and buried it randomly inside of my Google Drive, which has hundreds and hundreds of different sheets and different docs and all kinds of different documents in it. This is my actual Google Drive here, and he found it. He told me the latest version here, and he told me the answer that I was looking for right over here. And with a follow-up, I could turn it into anything else, like in table format or even a dashboard. The next one could actually record real meetings for you and turn it into a proposal, okay? And this one's actually built into the ChatGPT app that you could download. I have it here for the Mac, and you'll see this icon right over here. Actually, let me open a window like this so you can see it right in the center of the screen. This icon is a record icon. So when you hit this icon right here, it records everything that is being said. It transcribes it live. And when you stop it, it will give you a clean summary. And it looks something like this. This is a demo I created just for this video, but it typically will transcribe every single word and turn it into something that already gets dropped into chat. In this case, I uploaded it to chat. And then my follow-up prompt is going to be turn this recording into a follow-up proposal for the client and separate tasks for my team, group them by the owner for each task. Now here's my text proposal here. It has the different phases, and I actually asked it for the internal team list. So it's giving me the breakdown of all the different owners for it and a step-by-step on what needs to happen for each of these tasks. And by the way, my team put together an entire free resource for this video. This is gonna really take your ChatGPT skills to the next level. Not only does it include hacks like some of the ones I included in this video, it also has a full guide of 100 different ways and prompts to get the most out of ChatGPT included. It has a decision flowchart so you know exactly when to use it. It has template settings, it has guides, it has checklists. It's basically the most comprehensive ChatGPT bundle on the web. So if you want to take your ChatGPT skills to the next level, that is linked in the description. Again, it's completely free to access. Next, I want to show you how to see everything that ChatGPT secretly knows about you, because it has memory and over time, it quietly builds a profile on you so it could use it to give you better answers, right? But most people don't even know that exists or have no idea where to find it. So I want to show you exactly where that is. If you go to the settings page here one more time and go to personalization here, you'll see this option right here called memory summary. View a brief overview of what ChatGPT has learned about you, and you could also see some of it over here. But if you press manage, it will generate something like this for you, and through a chat conversation, you could make updates to it. So you don't have to go back inside of your ChatGPT account and tell it to remember new things about you or to make any kind of changes here. You could just type that in over here and make sure this memory summary is as complete as it can be. If you do go to save memories here, this is another place that has a ton of different memories about you that you could individually turn off by deleting them. And then you could ask ChatGPT to remember new things about you, for example. The next ChatGPT hack I want to show you is how to actually wire or connect a ChatGPT project to a live Slack or your Google Drive. So what you could do here is you could create a new project. I'm going to call this live connector. And by the way, as part of the project settings, you do have the settings that a lot of people overlook here. But if you want to contain the project to have its own memory and not just look at everything inside of your ChatGPT account, you could do a project only memory. So the project doesn't get confused with other things and remains self-contained. In this case, that's not what I need. So I'm going to create this project from here. So now if I go to sources here, I could add a source, and my source can actually be a Google Drive or a Slack link. That creates that live connection here. So I don't have to always upload new files to get up-to-date information, or don't have to worry about any type of weird connection happening between the connectors that I showed you. This is specifically for projects. So with that project, I just have to go to Google Drive, and then you paste a URL to a specific folder typically. So then anything new that happens in that folder, well, that's contained to that project, right? Then in addition to that, you could go ahead and set a project settings here, and projects have their own instructions, right? So I could, for example, type in something like this. You are my account manager for whatever client I'm making this project for. And then I give it very specific things to remember about this project. Always treat the files in this project as the source of truth and ask me before assuming anything you cannot find. Now, this is one of my all-time favorites to use ChatGPT and any other AI model, but this turns a messy spreadsheet into a real analysis and something I could easily present. So I asked it to turn this spreadsheet into a visual dashboard, clean the data first if needed, and then I asked it very specific things to include, like top performers or worst performers. And I told it to make it visual and easy to read. Now, I'll show you a couple of different results. The first version it gave me is it actually created a dashboard here, but it's an Excel dashboard, which actually looks great. It's downloadable. And next, I asked it to make an interactive dashboard inside of ChatGPT as a follow-up. Let me show you what that looks like. And here's the interactive dashboard that is created for us. It's even created filters here so we could dig into the data in a lot easier way than just looking at a CSV or a Excel sheet. So I typically like these a lot better than the dashboards that get created in an Excel sheet. Now for this next one, I want to show you the best combination of intelligence and models when you're using ChatGPT to get the very best results. So if you press / here, it gives you a lot of different options here. One is you could change the model, you could change the intelligence. Another way to do it is you could just go over here and go to the configure tab. So I want to point out a couple of things. One is, which model do you use? Well, I would always use whatever is on top, just for about every task. Then you have Instant Thinking and Pro. For almost everyone, I would recommend the thinking model at all times. If you want a quick answer, the instant one is fine, but just about everything you're using ChatGPT for, this one makes the most sense. The Pro model is really if you're doing scientific and more research grade tasks here. And then I would also change the thinking effort from standard to extended. So this gives you the best combination, the best model, the thinking intelligence level here, and the extended effort. Now I want to show you how to put things in a schedule so it runs in the background. This is called ChatGPT Tasks. And the way it works is you give it a prompt like this. So every morning at 7 or whatever time you want, check the latest news, price changes, product updates, partnerships for my competitors. You could do this for newsletters. You could do this for anything where you want a daily or weekly or monthly update here, and then tell it specifically what to include and what to keep out. And I'm going to go ahead and send this out, and this creates what's called a scheduled task. You could get notified too on your desktop, and if you want to make any edits to it, if you click on it, it's going to tell you what the prompt is for it, the frequency, time, and if you want it to expire at some point, you could set that as well. Next, I want to show you how to make on-brand visuals for marketing, for example. This you could do in seconds, and it's one of my favorite ChatGPT options because right now, ChatGPT has the very best image model available. And I have a product photo here, and I said put it in a clean studio background, then make 3 more versions in different lifestyle settings for ads, and keep them looking identical, the product itself. And just like that, it created 4 different images here, and you could also press edit here and describe any type of edits that you want. You could also change the aspect ratio directly from here. And then the nice thing is with a follow-up prompt, I could ask it to put it on a cover of a magazine, for example, and I could ask it to color it in my brand. And it followed the exact brand color here for this cover. Okay, I saved the most impressive one for the last one, where we are going to let an AI agent take over our screen and actually do a task for us. And you need the desktop app right now for this one. And if I press / on my keyboard and type in agent, this is the agent mode, get work done for you. And my prompt is going to be to actually go to a website. This is a website where you could hire contractors. I wanted to find me the best bathroom remodelers and draft a message for each one. And these are very slow right now, so this may take some time. So definitely go do something else while this works for you. But let me just briefly show you what it does here when it gets to work, and then I'll show you the result here. Okay, it's partially done, so I want to show you exactly what it did, and I jump into the web version because you could actually watch the video of all the different things you had to do to get to this point. But if I go to my Thumbtack account, this is the project that it created. I did not create this. I've been off the computer this whole time. And if I click on it, it actually told me it couldn't save it as a draft. So it actually had to contact that person in order to finish the job because it just doesn't have a save draft option. This platform doesn't. And I looked at it. It looked right. It did all the things. It decided to fill in some things that I didn't even give it enough information on, and I think it did a pretty good job. And it's still going, so it's still gonna take a little bit of while. So if you can let this run in the background, it's useful. If you're gonna watch it, it's gonna be 10 times slower than you are. But every time I've tried it, it keeps getting better and better. So definitely the way of the future. Now, ChatGPT has a whole different side to it called Codex. That's when ChatGPT could do the work for you, and I covered it in this video here that I recommend you watch next.